In today's video, I wanted to walk you through what to include in your headlines inside Google Ads to see the best results possible. And the reason I'm making a video on headlines specifically is because they're by far the most important aspect of your ad copy. Because on average, about 5 times the amount of people will just see your headline and not actually even read the description as like reading the full ad itself. So it's really important that you really get your headline on point for the maximum chance of getting the click on your ad, which is the overall purpose of the ad itself. So the purpose of your ad is to just get the click. We're not trying to sell to them on the initial ad itself. That'll obviously be the job of the landing page that they land on once they click on the ad. But getting the headlines right is by far the most important aspect of getting a high click-through rate inside Google Ads, which is going to help get a higher quality score, and in turn that's going to get you a lower cost per click, and that'll help you get more leads for without having to spend any extra budget to get them. So it's just part of the reason why having good relevant headlines are so important. Now we're going to show you an example of a gutter repair ad group from a call only campaign that we were doing for a roofing company for the last year or so. And basically what you want your main headline to be is all about keyword focus. So basically what I mean by that is that whatever keywords you have in your ad group, first of all have to be relevant to the ads of that ad group. So like in this ad group here for gutter repair, I've made sure that all of the keywords in this ad group all mention gutter repair to some extent, that they basically all mean the exact same thing. And then if somebody goes to search one of these keywords, that they're getting an ad that mentions gutter repair. So they're going to be, much more likely to click on this ad rather than some other ad that just says, you know, like local roofing company or local guttering company, because yeah, that's somewhat relevant, but this is more relevant to the exact service that they search for. And an extra kind of like pro tip really is that, as well as just keyword focus, if you manage to like fit inside your 30 character limit like a benefit or benefits of the actual service itself, like for example like local and experts like we've done here, then you're even boosting your chances even further of getting the click on that ad. And if you're running a regular search campaign, you have 15 headlines to use, and I'd recommend using, for example, the first 5 of these to have a keyword focus where you're mentioning the core keywords of that ad group in the first 5 headlines before using the next 5 headlines to just focus solely on like benefits of why they should choose you. But the headlines in like your main headline has to be all about keyword focus. And because ad relevance is absolutely everything in Google Ads, if you don't have ads that are highly relevant to the keywords of that ad group, they're very unlikely to have a high click through rate, and they're going to get a low, and your keywords are going to get a low quality score by Google, and your ads just aren't going to be shown half as much as they should be, which will give you a low impression share, and that's just not a position that you want to be in. Now, not to mention that your descriptions should absolutely have keyword focus as well, like we have here. But it's also more focused on like benefits too. So we have like guttering repairs mentioned in both of these descriptions here, and also a call to action at the very end, which is both very important. But obviously, this video is more about headlines because, as I mentioned, it's the headline that gets 5 times the amount of views on average as the description itself. Another example of another ad in the same ad group here. So the two headlines are like, focused on like, the core of that ad group itself, while also mentioning benefits, like fixing gutters for 40 plus years. So we have 40 plus years experience, and like we're the best, like, of this service locally as well. So that's kind of like, the the main headlines are always going to be focused like on the core of that ad group. And like you can, if you're, as I said, if you're running more of a regular search campaign, you have more headlines to work with than for benefits. But if you're running like a call campaign like this, you have plenty of room in like the descriptions to include more benefits about like why they should choose you and put your call to action at the end. But if you can, make it clear in the ad copy in your headline. So like the one thing that I just take away from this is that like if you can make your headline like make that person feel like they're in the right place, then you're more likely to earn a click over one of your competitors. Especially if you can also fit in a benefit about that service in the headline along with the service itself. So that's exactly how I would go about writing highly relevant headlines, that are going to get clicks inside Google Ads for service-based companies. And I hope this video gave you clarity on what to include in your ad copy yourself. So the most important thing, as I mentioned, is ad relevance. So making sure that your ad copy, your headlines is as relevant to the keywords of the ad group as possible. And then after that then is benefits, so like why they should choose you, and fit that in there then with that as much as possible. And then you can use, either your last few headlines as a regular search campaign to add in, call to actions like calling in for a free quote. But if you're running a campaign like this, you can include that down in the description. But as I said, the headline is by far the most important part. If you like this kind of content as well, feel free to subscribe and like the video, as we'll be posting content here daily on the channel. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment down below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.